Hey Gemini, welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and I'm your favorite tarot reader on YouTube. So, in today's video, I'm going to do your general August 2024 reading. Now, you may notice there is a little bit of a different setup here. I've been taking into account all of the feedback you guys have been giving me, and that you tell me you prefer the face to camera videos. So, that's what we're trying for this month. You can let me know how you like it if you don't. Either way, any and all feedback is appreciated. So, for the readings this month, I'll be using my Morgan Greer Tarot deck. I will clarify with my Radiant Rider Waite Tarot. And then, Gemini, I will close out your reading with a intuitive life coaching oracle card. Now, I also want to remind you, in case maybe you don't know, or maybe this reading is not specific for you enough, you can ask me a question during my weekly live tarot hour live streams, readings. I go live twice a week, Mondays and Fridays. So you can hop on there and you can ask me a specific question, anything about anything. And I would love to have you on one of those live streams. We have a lot of fun. And like I said, if you have a more specific question, that would be the place. Obviously, you can get a private reading with me as well. But if you don't want to do that, join me live 2 times a week. Okay. So, and what I will do, because I know a lot of you prefer to see the cards, so I will angle the camera down so you can see when I'm shuffling. And then we'll just go ahead and get started. All right. So let me go ahead and do that. And we will get into the reading for Gemini. All right. What do we need to know for the sign of Gemini for August 2024? All right. I'm already seeing resolution to something that you've been dealing with. Ooh, and good luck is on the way, Gemini. Good luck is on the way. Okay, so the reason why I say resolution is because we got that Tower card in the reverse, which is actually a really good thing because that means the worst is over for a lot of you. So you don't have to worry about, am I going to recover from a certain situation, or, is there more stuff I need to deal with or stuff I need to pay attention to? As a matter of fact, like I said, the worst is over because we do have this Tower card in the reverse. Now, the other thing about this card is that it means you're in the rebuilding phases of something. So whether this be a relationship, whether this be a career, maybe your work or something like that, you're actually in the process of making things better this time around. So whether you had to start over, or maybe it's something where you just felt like this isn't working, I need to do something different or shift things around, you're seeing a lot of success with that. And this happens in that first week of August. Okay, so you're on the right track, Gemini. Next up, we do have the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups means you have a lot of options ahead of you. You have a lot of directions, things you can do, a lot of choices that you can make, but not all of them are going to resonate. So don't hesitate to say no to something, but also be open-minded enough to say yes to something you would not ordinarily say yes to. Again, this could be something work-related, or it could also be something, I'm picking up this is something in your personal space. Maybe a new friendship, maybe going out someplace you've never been before. Whatever the case may be, if something kind of sparks something in you, I would definitely encourage you to say yes, or maybe look further and see what it is that is attracting you. All right, next up, we got the Five of Swords. This is a communication card. Again, this is a great card to see in the reverse because it means that your conversations are pretty strong and pretty solid. I do pick up that it has been strained for some of you, either at work or in your personal life. But again, once we hit that first week of August, things are going to go really well. Now, here is one of my favorite cards, the lucky card. This is the Wheel of Fortune. This is the card of unexpected good luck. This is also the card of being in the right place at the right time. For those of you who are gamblers, or those of you who like to try your luck, maybe at the lotto or something like that, I'm feeling like the first week of August is going to be a very lucky time frame for you. All right. I live in Las Vegas. I don't really gamble, but every now and again, I might try and see, try my luck and see what shows up. The other thing about the Wheel of Fortune is that it also means that suddenly things shift in your favor unexpectedly. All right. So it may look like nothing's working out or something's, going in the wrong direction. And then suddenly things turn around for you in a very positive and profound way. Now, I'm also picking up that this is a lucky time for some of you as it relates to money. Again, do not take any unnecessary risk with your finances. But again, if you want to try your luck, I think this first week in August is an ideal time to do so. All right, next up, we got the Six of Cups. This is reconnecting with someone from your past. This card is in the upright position. So this means it's going to be a beautiful reconnection. Now, for some of you, I'm picking up, this isn't someone necessarily from your past, but this is someone who you've been separated from for some reason. It could have been maybe you guys just hadn't talked in a while, or maybe somebody moved away and then you kind of lost touch. But there is going to be a mutually beneficial reconnection. Again, this happens in that first week of August. And I'm feeling like somebody, like either you'll run into them somewhere, or they'll call you or message you out of the blue. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh, how have you been? I've been thinking about you, that kind of thing. All right, so it's really good. Finally, we got the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is a card that talks about taking on too much. So be careful, Gemini. You don't, put too much on your plate, or you don't, burden yourself with more than you can handle right now. Now, obviously, our abilities and what we can tolerate is going to change throughout our lives, throughout the month, throughout the day, even. But the thing is you have to know your own levels of what is tolerable and what you can handle. Now, this could be work, this could be relationship related. It could also be business related. Make sure you're not trying to do too much too soon. All right, Gemini, let's see what else is showing up for you. For the month of August 2024, what do we need to know for the sign of Gemini? Oh, Gemini, you've got some travel coming up. Either you're planning or you're taking a trip. I see that. A lot of the signs have been getting that this month. And it looks like you may have to make some changes. Not anything too drastic. And what else? Taking some action there. All right, you're going to be busy with work in that second week of August. All right. Okay, Gemini. So we've got the 7? Yeah, 7 of Pentacles. Again, this means you're busy with work. Very, very busy with work. All right. And I feel like this is something maybe because a lot of you are, we're kind of headed into fall. And some of you, your work is seasonal, or maybe your work is cyclical in some way. So you're going to be really, really busy doing work or doing something that's going to earn you money in that second week of August. Now, for some of you, this is going to be in addition to your regular job, like maybe a side hustle, maybe a part-time business or something like that, maybe even a second job for some of you. But this is why you don't want to take on too much in that first week of August, because the second week of August, you are going to be swamped. All right. But the good thing is you're going to be making a lot of money because of it. This is the card where I say we're talking about travel. Again, you're either planning a trip or you are going on a trip that second week of August. A lot of people are planning their holiday travel now. So that could be, relevant for some of you. But this card says that you're going to have to make some changes. So make sure you give yourself some options to change the date. Don't book anything that's non-refundable or, something that you can't make changes to, because it looks like you're going to have to make changes, depending on exactly how you plan this trip. All right, we got the Hangman next. Now, the Hangman is a card that talks about sometimes being stagnant or sometimes hesitating to move forward. But I'm not getting that with this card. I'm also getting the other meaning, as this card is kind of talking about sacrificing yourself because there's something that you want to achieve or something that you want to accomplish. So you're going to have to put your needs, your desires, your wants, your preferences on hold temporarily, just so you can get to where you want to be. Okay, so don't be afraid to kind of deny yourself temporarily if it means it's going to bring some long-term gains for you. All right, Gemini. Next, we got you being proactive. We do have the Four of Swords in the reverse. This means that it's time for you to make the first move in some way, shape, or form. For some of you, this is going to be in a relationship. Reach out to the person, send a text, give them a call, send an email. But in other cases, this could also be work, in the sense that if you are looking to make more money or maybe do something different, you need to be more proactive. Get out there and network, connect with people. Maybe even invite someone to lunch, and say, hey, I would love to get your thoughts on this, or can you help me figure something out? Most people are very receptive to something like that. And I feel like this is going to be something that gives you a lot of insight that you had not considered before. Finally, we got the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is a card of stability. This is also the marriage card. So some of you may actually get a proposal in the middle of August. The other thing too is this is a foundational card, and this means that you're really putting things in place, and you're having a very solid foundation. There's a lot of stability in your life, and this is really good because I feel like the past month, Gemini, things have been a little squirrely for you, and you're really happy, and you are really kind of relieved that things seem to be settling down. Okay, so this is really good because this means that everything is becoming much more manageable for you as we move throughout this month. All right, Gemini, let's continue on and see what else shows up for you for the month of August 2024. What do we need to know for the sign of Gemini? All right, as we move into the second half of the month, Gemini, all right, I feel like you have to, this card is telling me to tell you to stop playing small, because you have way more talent, skill, and ability than you're giving yourself credit for. And this isn't only in the workplace. I'm picking up that this is in life as well. In other words, maybe you second guess. Maybe you feel a little insecure about something. Maybe you kind of question your abilities as it relates to a particular situation, project, or whatever the case may be. But again, this card is telling me to tell you to stop playing small, Gemini. You need to give yourself a little bit more credit here. All right. Especially in relationships. I'm picking up insecurity. All right, next up, we got the Hermit card. Again, this is a card about being proactive. You got two of the cards here about being proactive. Both of them are in the reverse. Now, this means, again, you need to make the first move in a certain situation. I'm feeling this one particularly strong as it relates to work and business. So if there's a client you've been meaning to reach out to, if there's a vendor you've been meaning to hire, whatever the case may be, this card tells us that it's time for you to go ahead and do that. Why? Maybe this person will not be available much longer. Maybe the situation or the circumstances will change for you or the other person, or whatever the case may be. But if you are thinking about reaching out to someone in a professional capacity, the third week of August or the second half of August is definitely the time to do so. Next, we got the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is all about eliminating the unnecessary because it gets in the way of her desires. So again, don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to prioritize. I don't necessarily want to say prioritize what you want at the expense of other people. But in some cases, you're going to have to do that. And that's not mean that's not selfish, because this Queen of Swords energy is all about removing the things that do not serve her. And sometimes you have to be very selective in life, in work, in business, in relationships, about what exactly you are giving your time and attention to. All right, so the Queen eliminates the unnecessary. She removes the things that are getting in the way of her being her best self or her living her best life. All right, and you have to do that from time to time. You really do. Next up, we got the Emperor card. Now, the Emperor card in the reverse means that things could be a little out of order. Maybe things could be a little unstructured. Now, sometimes this can work. I'm not saying that, this is always a bad thing. But again, it depends on the situation, the circumstance, and the people who are involved. So if you have a situation or a circumstance where things seem a little bit kind of loosey-goosey, um, kind of write it out and see how things play out. Don't be too anxious to kind of rein things in, because sometimes when things kind of are more free flowing, you get more, I want to say you get more ideas. That's what's coming through. Sometimes creativity needs to be unstructured. Sometimes things need to just have the ability to flow easily. All right, so that's what I'm getting with this. Finally, we got the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is all about not allowing the past to affect today. Now, this is hard to do because sometimes that's all we have is our past experience, and that's what we base our current and future decisions on. But this card is saying maybe you might want to expand your viewpoint, or maybe you might want to expand your opinion on certain things, because the past doesn't always indicate exactly how things will go now or tomorrow or in the future or otherwise. All right, so don't put a whole lot of weight on the past. Again, it is important, but it's not everything. All right, Gemini, I'm picking up too that your month is really about kind of navigating the best of the best here, because this, it's like you have a lot of options. I keep seeing that, and the cards are saying that. And so it's about which direction is going to be the best of the best of the best for you, at this time, and that will change. Your best today may not necessarily be your best tomorrow, but that's okay. All right. Well, your finances are going to be in order, so that's great. All right, we got the Hangman again. Remember, this is a repeater card. We saw him here. All right, so this means you're going to have to put some things aside temporarily. And I know it's not always easy. But again, this is depending on what part of your life you're talking about. All right, so if it's relationships, there may be some sacrifices you have to make in the relationship. If it's your business, there's going to be sacrifices you have to make there. Okay, so again, this just is, it depends on you, and it depends on where you are in your situation. Next up, we got the Empress card. This is the card of creativity, also one of the cards of the Divine Feminine. Now, I love the Empress card because she also talks about allowing things to not only that creative, energetic flow, but it's also about kind of attracting things. And I feel like that's what's coming through with this card. It's about what are you attracting into your life right now, Gemini? And I'm also picking up that for some of you, this actually could be a pregnancy card. There could be a new bundle of joy on the way, either for you, maybe in your family, or maybe, grandkids or something like that. But some of you, this means that you are going to hear at the end of August, there is going to be a new addition to the family. Now, again, it may not necessarily be you, but maybe someone in your family or someone very close to you. 10 of Pentacles in the reverse means that you're going to find your best results working independently, working solo. So again, give yourself time to kind of self-reflect, to kind of disconnect from all the noise, and you will find clarity and you will get your best answers that way. We also have the Moon card. The Moon card means you don't know everything that there is to know about a certain situation. And sometimes we don't know what we don't know, but that's okay. It doesn't have to stop you from moving forward, and it doesn't have to stop you from making progress. All right. The other thing about the Moon card is that it's also a card of questioning everything. So if you feel like you need to ask more questions, go ahead and ask more questions. And again, this could apply to any area of your life, but I'm feeling like some of you, this is relationship. All right. So ask the questions. Don't be afraid to dig deeper if you feel the need to do so. And finally, the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. This means your money is in order. This is great. It means you've got your systems in place for savings, for paying off debt, for investing, all of those things. So this is a great card to see in the reverse because it means that, things are working when it comes to your money. And it doesn't necessarily mean you're exactly where you want to be, but it does mean that you're doing the right things and that you are taking the right steps to get to where you need to go. So Gemini, Like I said, I do feel like it's just a matter of which direction you're going to go, which best of the best choices you're going to make, because the month starts off strong and then things get even better for you as we close out the month of August. All right, let's go ahead and close out your reading with a intuitive life coaching oracle card. Card number 43, education. Education is an important part of your soul's development at this time. All right, education is an important part of your soul's development at this time. Education can be in a lot of different ways. It doesn't have to always mean going back to school. It doesn't even have to mean like taking a class or anything. Sometimes it's just about increasing our awareness. All right, Gemini. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was helpful. Again, join me for Tarot Hour Live twice a week. That's on Mondays and Fridays at about 2:15 Pacific time, which is about 5:15 Eastern time. And you can ask me anything about anything. We have a lot of fun in those live streams. All right, Gemini, thanks again for spending this time with me, and we will do it all again next month.